shit. Put the chat here. All right, hey guys. Hey, what's up, guys? Alex here.
Hey, what up, guys? Jency, the exhausted paraplegic here.
I have osteoporosis, guys. So this is episode 21. We have done 21 episodes of this awful show. joking. We have 21 episodes of just us talking for 2 hours.
Well,
how do you feel about
it? Because I'm going to get to bed early tonight because I've got to go do yard sales, garage sales, with my dad. So I'm going to keep it short, like in terms of like an hour or 20 or 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the first question we got is from, I know who this is. It's a mate of mine from school. Everybody say Alex is a stupid person. If you don't know the meme, obviously it's a reference to the meme that Keemstar did. Where he instead of saying stupid,
started joking in the supermarket. The fact that there was a guy who had a freaking Keemstar beard.
Oh no. And he said Alex is a stupid. I'm not going to say it on the live stream, obviously, because there might be some black viewers in our stream, obviously. So I'm not going to try and say the N word, but for the stream. So what do you want to talk about first, actually?
Well, you start off because I still got to research what happened in the world of YouTube and shit.
I want to talk about it. I just want to get it out of the way because I know people are going to ask me, because people have been asking me on Twitter to kind of talk about this. I'm going to do it for 5 minutes. So what happened recently? Apparently, there's some like drama with everyone's favorite Vitaly ZTV, the one-time porn actor.
Vitaly, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yes, and he was in Natural Born Pranksters, which was an awful movie. And Yusuf, obviously, BoozyTube. And honestly, I want to say I don't really care. So let's just go to the some beef or whatever that happened to them. So recently, I'm trying to think what's been happening recently. One thing I want to talk about actually today, believe it or not, we had a thing at school. Not at school. Sorry, no, we didn't have a thing at school. Sorry, no. Sorry, I was at Bunnings. Yes, I was at Bunnings. The Snags memes.
Yeah, the Jekyll meme.
I went to Bunnings, and this woman was talking about International Women's Day. The Women's Day thing that they have.
Yeah, international fucking
feminist day.
Crucify Man Day. That's my new name for it.
Guys, male suicide in the rural areas don't exist. So
yeah, that fucking me. Thanks to Light Studios head, that's the only good fucking joke you did, and it's a fucking poor excuse.
It's a poor joke. So International Women's Day, I don't think, honestly, I think it's only really needed, and I think, look, I can understand if they have their day, but we should have a day too, like International Men's Day, but they won't do that. Feminist agenda. Look, I don't hate all feminists.
It's like saying, "Hey, we're just gonna have Mother's Day, but fuck Father's Day. You're gonna get the shit stuff."
Did you hear they wanted to ban Father's Day to make it Special Person's Day?
Henry.
Special Person's Day. Nah, but so look.
Special Person's Day. It's like, hey, retards, you don't get to have a fucking holiday. Let's give you one.
Look, I don't hate feminists. Like, the problem I have is the fact that these crazy ones make feminists look bad. And I don't hate them. Look, I agree with some things they've said. But I don't agree with the majority of the things they've said. And I don't really agree that we should... What's your opinion on International Women's Day?
Well, they can have it as long as, it's equal in the fact... And at the same time... As long as it's not just an excuse to say the same things you've said about you being oppressed or some shit, when in reality you really aren't. If you're just using it as a day to bitch and moan about it, then you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, and you should actually be doing it about the right reasons. The fact that we have women being assaulted and child brides in the fucking Middle East and shit.
Yes, actual problems. Believe it or not. I want to talk about my opinion. Look, I agree with what you said. I have no problem with it. My problem is that the fact that women will use it to, feminists will use it to take advantage and use it for their agenda. Yeah. There was a video last year. Have you seen this video by fucking MTV? You know MTV?
Yeah.
They did this video, right, and they talked about International Women's Day. Brad does banter, this YouTuber, he like roasts it, and it's funny as. And they talk about how this is one thing. One of the feminists says something sarcastically along the lines of, "Well, at least we have a Woman's Day," or something like that. And I'm like, and when I watched that video, I'm like, doesn't mean you have to be a bitch about it. I understand you have a day. It doesn't mean you have to be a cunt about it, you know? And you know what I mean? It's like, you shouldn't be like, I understand about the whole women's thing. Look, I don't think you should be a cunt about it. You know what I mean? I don't think you should be, Sam. If you're going to do that, in a way, don't do that. Don't be like a cunt. And don't use it to fill your own political agenda. Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter. No, I'm joking. So that's my opinion on the International Women's Day, and this woman was basically talking about it, and I disagreed with it. Me and her had a bit of a debate, you know, about Women's Day. Debating in public. Luckily, I haven't gotten assaulted yet. Luckily, I haven't gotten assaulted for saying that. Like the time. You want me to tell you the story, guys, on the live stream about when I went to go see Black Panther?
Yeah.
So what happened was about 2 weeks ago, I went to go see Black Panther in the cinema, right? You know, the new movie, the new, what is it, DC or Marvel movie? The new Marvel movie or whatever. So they did this movie called Black Panther, and what it is, it's basically a tribe of black people, and it's about this guy who has like, I think he has strength of a panda or something like that. But I haven't seen it in 2 weeks, and I didn't really write my shit down, so I might be inaccurate with some things. So in this movie, there's this village. It's a made up village, and believe it or not, you know, obviously Hunter Avallone made a video about it, and these SJWs are using it as an excuse. You know, they use this fake thing as a thing. And for example, there's this one tweet. If I can find it, I'll try and find it now. There's this tweet where it's like, I'm gonna say it quote for quote. I have it somewhere. I'm gonna say it quote for quote, and it's like, it's like something along the lines of Donald Trump said Haiti was a shithole. Why can't you explain this, Donald Trump? And it was a picture of the town from the movie. And I'm like, and that town's not even real, believe it or not. I searched it up on Google Maps.
Believe it or not, this place doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all. It's an American place with all of the weapons that the patriarchy has. It's all.
Can we not do that? No, it's not the patriarchy anymore, believe it or not. It's mansplaining now. It's not the patriarchy. It's
well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
No, the patriarchy was a thing like 3 years ago, and then everyone got sick of it, so then they changed it up a bit.
Yeah,
they changed it up from the patriarchy
once you say that,
masculinity.
Once you say that, it's never going to go away. You're always going to be cursed by it. By your actions in the past.
Lady. No, besides that. So fuck, what was I going to say? So I searched up this town on Google Maps because I wanted to be sure if I was real, because I'm thinking of doing a video on Black Panther. So I searched it up, and I'm like, man, this is bullshit. There's no. I searched it up legit because I went into it, and I'm like, this could be real. Searched it up on Google Maps, doesn't exist. It just sent me to an Indian store in South India, in an Indian country that has the exact same name as in the movie. So basically, he gets trained and he learns how to fight, I think is how it goes. Mr. Hollywood, if he's watching this, he could help me with this. So he's seen the movie, and honestly, I'm gonna be critical of the movie. I saw the movie and I watched it. You know, I gave it a chance. I watched it twice to be sure. I watched it the first time. At first I thought there was some alright things in it. Second time, I'm like, it's okay. It's nothing great, and I wrote some stuff down. Like, there's some good parts in the movie, but then there's some cringy parts that Hunter Avallone described, like the part where they make a reference to Black Lives Matter, and it's a bad reference, not even funny. And then there's another reference to Donald Trump, which is pretty cancerous. So overall, I didn't really like the movie. I thought it was okay, but so besides that, that's my opinion on Black Panther, my quick opinion. So I went to go see the movie. I went to my local plaza in Sunshine, Water Gardens. Believe it or not, no. So I went to my local cinema in Sunshine. I went to a cinema, which is a city in Melbourne, which is a town in Melbourne. Sorry. So I went there, and believe it or not, these three Sudanese kids, who are African, these African kids, come up to me and they're like, "Get the fuck out of the cinema, you white male. You're white, so you can't watch this movie." Which I get. This is ironic because these are the same people that complain about racism. They were being racist to me because of my skin. They made out like I couldn't go see Black Panther because I was white. So finally, after about 20 minutes of this bullshit, I just went in. I waited till they went into the cinema, sat up in the back, so I wouldn't be seen. Basically, I asked the guy at the cinema if I could exit, and I went to the back exit, so I would avoid confrontation with these kids. So I basically went out through the exit and then went home.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Look, it was an okay movie. I do hate the political stuff of it, but it was an okay movie. If you take out all the political correctness and all the bullshit, it was an okay movie. There were some alright parts in it, but it's not a great Marvel movie. I think even the Guardians movies are better than those, and they're not great either. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I think those are better. Yeah. It's my opinion. It's not because of I'm white and I don't understand the movie. No, it's not because I'm white and I don't understand Black Panther. I actually, while watching that movie, I pretended I was a black person. Like, I looked at the perspective of a black person watching it. And I'm like, like, even if I was black, this movie makes no sense at all. I'm like, okay. I'm looking at it as a black person. I'm like, look, it could be good. Watched it and legit, I had no thoughts. Like, while I was being a black person, I'm like, even if I was black, I'd hate this movie. Yeah. This doesn't represent my race at all. It wouldn't represent my race if I was black. And
it's like,
not a bad, not excellent.
But at the moment, I'm editing stuff for YouTube at the moment. This thing I'm converting at the moment is a modified TV version of the film Exodus or something. It's like, basically, it's some art house film and like some kind of arty film. There's even one part where he's around in the nude around with fucking horses. It looks like he's into bestiality. It's like all it reminds me of is of that skit, that thing from The Late Show where it's like all about a secret. Is that song where it's like that the What's All That About song from the Late Show? Can I just say
what does that cunt look like Doctor Who from like 2010?
No, can I just mention the joke? It's like we went and saw a film to pass the time away from Stephen Holloway. All about a zebra and it's like all about a zebra and a pair of naked men. After 7 hours, I don't. And then, what's all that about?
Yeah. So, as I was saying, so yeah. Oh, God, what was I gonna say?
After 7 hours, I had
after 7 hours of bestiality. So. I watched Black Panther. I gave it a thinking. I gave my opinion. Besides that, Michael B. Jordan did do a decent performance as Black Panther in the movie. He did actually do a decent to good performance of Black Panther, and his performance wasn't bad. But I do think there was some parts where he slipped up, and I thought wasn't really good. And I don't hate the movie because I'm white. And because I'm a white male, no, I just had my own thoughts on the movie. My own thoughts. Even if they're popular or unpopular, I still have my own thoughts. And that was my thoughts on the movie. So I wanted to talk about something. I'm going to look through my list of discussions. Do you know any, I want to talk about a bad animated movie, believe it or not. I'm in the mood for that. Do you remember a movie, with Glenn Campbell called Rockadoodle?
Oh yeah, the Don Bluth movie.
The one that the beginning of the downfall of Don Bluth.
Well, he actually did, like if you want to call it the downfall, you would go All Dogs Go to Heaven. All Dogs Go to Heaven was a good film, but
and Rockadoodle was sort of the beginning of the end.
It was sort of the beginning of the end. All Dogs Go to Heaven was a good film, but believe it or not, when it came out in cinemas, it didn't make a good profit. I wonder why. I wonder if it was a certain Ariel Mermaid that came out around the same time.
Little Mermaid.
So, yeah.
All right, I want to read this question. Who's Alex? Question mark. Oh, I referenced this earlier. Alex is the guy that Keemstar called the N-word on Blog TV like 9 years ago, nearly a decade ago, and I can't talk about it.
Well,
Alex,
Alex.
Yeah.
Like I see so many people
no,
that
but,
look like Keemstar out in the world. Like I don't know why that is a thing.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Yeah. So with Rocket Doodle, man, that is such a terrible movie. But I can agree with what Nostalgia Critic said in the review. Like he did a review of it, and I agreed. Like there's too many musical numbers in the movie. That's my problem with it. Like there's too much musical numbers, and I agree with what he said.
I feel sorry for the person who played Goldie in the film.
The little boy.
No, Goldie, the sexy chicken thing.
Oh god, I feel bad for Christopher Plummer.
You know who
I feel bad for
you know who plays the Goldie, the chicken? It's actually have you ever seen Little Shop of Horrors with the guy from Ghostbusters?
Yes, with John Candy and Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis. Yeah, it's that's a good movie. Yeah, she's the one that plays Audrey, the love interest.
Oh, really?
It's like, yeah, it's the same actress.
Oh no! And I also feel bad for Len Campbell. To think that was like one of the last few movies he would act in for like 23 years up until the Wrecking Crew documentary. Oh god! I think that was one of the last movies he would act in for about 17 years up until the Wrecking Crew documentary in 2008. I feel bad for Glenn Campbell. He got really badly shit on after that movie.
Yeah.
Because basically, in the movie, believe it or not, he plays a rooster, and he plays a rooster impersonator of Elvis. It's almost like Elvis in it. It's a pretty bad movie, and if you're an Elvis fan, you'd probably hate the movie. But besides that, pretty bad movie, especially at the beginning when they go into his mouth when he's doing the thing at the beginning. There's so many bad movies. Like you know what I watched the other night? Believe it or not, I had to watch it with my cousins. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Why, God. I watched that movie and it's so fucking bad watching it now. Like I remember when I was a little kid and that movie first came out, I was like, this is all right. And then like later on, I'm just like, oh God. And then later on, it just like I watched it again for the first time in probably about 10 years. It was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad movie. That and the other two movies are pretty bad, and I hated those movies, and I never want to watch them again. I feel bad for Jason Lee. Jason Lee and David Cross are the two actors I mainly feel bad for, because at that time when the first movie came out, he had just finished filming My Name Is Earl, so he had to shave off his mustache and had to film the movie, and then like after the movie came out, he had to grow his mustache back and do My Name Is Earl. It's pretty bad, and the other two movies are pretty bad too, like Shipwrecked, which was everyone knows the movie and it's pretty bad, and Nostalgia Critic did a review of it. But those movies are like pretty bad. And what's your opinion on the Chipmunks movies, Gray?
I stopped watching them after the second film, the Squeakquel.
Yeah, what did you think of it? Yeah, I remember you told me as a kid.
I liked them at the time, but then on retrospect, looking back, they weren't very good.
Did you watch them again? Have you watched them again?
Yeah, I had to watch parts of the Shipwrecked because I was volunteering at the cinema, and it was always seeing the part of the end where fucking Alvin that fucking drawn out fucking ending credits with the fucking.
Oh, God.
When I saw that,
God, yeah.
I was like, "Hey, critic, you now know how I."
You know how I feel watching the end credits.
Yeah, having to usher that shit out with a bunch of little shit kids.
Yeah, because what they do, like the ending is so fucking retarded. Like it's after the award show and he's going back on the plane home, and it's just you could tell that he did not want to film the ending. Like you could tell he was.
You should have learned lesson.
You could tell like Jason Lee did not want to do that ending. He was just like, "Oh, I hate my life," and he was just probably like, "Is this
segments where he's dancing like a fucking chicken or some shit?" That was fucking terrible. That was fucking shit.
Yeah. Oh, like what's in Shipwrecked? The scene where my favorite part is at the end where Elvin learns no lesson at all.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't see that, because if I saw that, I would have been like, "You fucking."
I would be so pissed off if I was like an adult and I had to watch that with my kid. I'd be so pissed off. I'd be like, "What the fuck? He didn't learn his lesson." Like you would think, because in the movie, Elvin has to basically start, I think, acting like a grown-up, if I'm correct. Basically starts acting like a grown-up, and then there's a part in the movie, no shit. This is after they go missing, and he's like, "Oh, I have to." I felt like the critic when I was watching that. I'm like, you have not changed at all. The beginning, you have not changed at all. So then, basically, has to disobey Dave. He saves them from like dying.
Dave. I've just wasted your time.
And they basically get off the island. Basically, they go on the boat, and the critics scene. That scene in the review is the best. Is when it's like, I didn't learn a lesson. Oh, neither did I, Elvin. I never learned a lesson at all. It's the funniest thing I've seen in that review because it was so true. Like in the movie, Elvin is supposed to learn a lesson, and like they rushed it, so they made he never really learned his lesson. And the next movie is even worse. If you want to go watch the next movie, that is pretty bad. Also, what's his name? Raphael from LMFAO, the meme, and he's basically doing. He's like remixing out a party. It's pretty bad movie for a chip. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen the entire movie. Oh, those movies are pretty bad. And hey, Sam, I know you're not a fan of the Chipmunks. What do you think was the best thing they've done, chipmunk-wise?
I mean, the '60s show is pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe the like Chipmunk Adventure or something. I don't know, because I haven't seen much of the cartoon to tell you. I know I had to sit through Alvin the Chipmunks, the cartoon, the '80s series, just because someone wanted to leave the recorder going or left the recorder going or something. But that was
like I think the best thing the Chipmunks were was the show and like that Chipmunk Adventure movie.
I had to watch some of those '80s Chipmunks episodes because someone recorded the afternoon show for their kids, and they left it, got parts of it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The '80s show is bad, and you know it's sad with the show because it's like the Nickelodeon series. Have you seen the Nickelodeon series? The one where Elvin looks like a human.
Yeah, I've seen parts of that. It's
like I've seen
terrifying. Fucking terrifying. That should be the fucking.
It's not that. I just thought, my opinion, like, look, I'm not going to be one of those assholes that just bitches and moans about the cartoon like Matthew Davis, but I'm going to say my opinion on that. I just didn't really like it, and it wasn't my type of show. I can understand maybe a little kid enjoying it. I never really liked the '80s series anyway.
They are just
so it didn't matter.
Series theme tune because they're that lazy not to do any composition of it.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many terrible remakes. I want to go into the remake discussion. Do you want to talk about Sidman and the Sea Monsters?
Oh, that is something I definitely want to review because this is something that happened on Amazon Prime. As of now, it's only got 7 episodes.
Well, this would be great to review. Maybe you and me could do it, like when I come up to Adelaide in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
Maybe we could review that.
Yeah, get
do it for a video.
So Amazon Prime account, get some copies off there and review.
Yeah, I'll probably get one. Fucking bad, but you know what can we do? Because it's pretty bad. Like, look, the original series wasn't great either. Look, the original series wasn't. It was still good in a sense. Like, it still was cheesy. Obviously, trying to make that Johnny kid a fucking pop star and shit was pretty bad. Like trying to make him like Donny Osmond was pretty bad. And season 2 was pretty awful. But look, it was still a good show. This Amazon bits and pieces of it because Jency has sent me stuff through Messenger.
Yeah. What about Creepy Sigmund, anyone?
It looked alright, but I guess I can see why a lot of people hated it. It looked alright to me. But yes, he looks creepy, and yes, he looks kind of like a pedo, and
that whole cave thing where he hugs these kids, and the expression he's like, he has like, I have so much to learn about humans, and then they hug him in this part of the trailer, and he's like, and you can see how close their fucking crotches are to his fucking mouth.
Oh God, like some Cool Cat territory. Because Cool Cat loves the boogie woogie. No, no, no,
Well,
no.
I don't think Cool Cat even was that close to fucking Marie in that show in that movie.
In that miniseries. Look, Sim and the Sea Monster, the new one. I don't hate it, but it is kind of weird, and I can see why a lot of people didn't like it. It was okay, nothing great.
I like how NBC today was just like trying to promote, like, please.
Oh, they tried to promote that show. It was almost like here in Australia, Mariah Carey.
You just get
Marty.
Yeah, it was like that when all I want for Christmas with Mariah Carey was being promoted.
Head above shit. Sorry, water. Head above water. The Neil Cole Hacker.
Yeah, or that on the Australian version. That was fucking.
The promotion for that was cringy. I'm sorry, Neil. I like you as a YouTube comedian, bro, but that was the most cringiest thing I've ever seen from you, and you're a great comedian, bro. I still love your new comedy in a way, even though I hated your performance last year at the Melbourne Comedy Show. But can't blame you. Like, I've seen some of his new stuff on Instagram. Like, he posts snippets of his new stuff. It looks good. Looks better than last year when I saw him when he did that cringy dab joke.
Dab jokes, because dab jokes are
funny.
Because it's funny.
Any questions? I'm gonna just send something in the chat because Alex is. I'm not gonna bother.
Currently, ending.
Yeah, I saw that promotional thing. That is the worst thing I've seen of them on today. Oh, that was so bad. It was just as bad as the promotion for All I Want for Christmas Is You, where Jabba gave it a review.
Every time I hear everything will be doing a search for the worst of it.
What of All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Yeah.
I can see that happening more likely than Sim and the Sea Monsters. Like that will happen. The All I Want for Christmas Is You. I can tell he's probably watched it and he's probably writing it all down as we speak.
Yeah, but I knew about it before everyone else knew about it because me
too. I kind of knew it in a way. How I knew of it, believe it or not, Jabba was promoting it. He was talking about it on the Today Show one day or something. I was watching it.
No, Jabba's on Sunrise, isn't he?
No, I don't know. I don't fucking care.
Jabba's on Weekend Sunrise or something.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's on Weekend Sunrise. So, not today. He was on Weekend Sunrise, right? And he was talking about it. He's like, "Oh, this is going to be a good movie. All I Want for Christmas Is You." By a company, and he didn't say Norm of the North. That's the funny part in the review. Like, you could tell he was tempted to say it, but they were like, "No, don't," because it's not going to make the promotion sound.
He can shit on Norm of the North, but he can't shit on on
or the Emoji Movie.
No, or he can't shit on the he can't shit on All Christmas Is You because then fucking Sunrise won't get fucking Mariah Carey on their fucking doing a thing.
Or the Emoji Movie where he positively reviewed it. And he's like, the Emoji Movie is a fun, entertaining movie for kids. No, it's not. It's like the equivalent of having bowel cancer and then shooting out your bowels with bowel cancer. But as I was saying, so I reckon Jabba. I reckon with Jabba though, I think they threatened him.
Jabba the Hutt.
Because I don't think Jabba means it. You know what I mean when he talks about those movies. I can tell, like when he did the Emoji Movie review. He sounds the most insincere person when he talks about that movie. Like, he sounds so insincere, and he's like, yeah, the Emoji Movie is a really good, fun movie for the family. And you could tell he did not want to talk about that movie at all, but they were just like, promote that shit. And he was like, okay.
Love emoticons. Like, I saw this kid at the fucking train station, doesn't know what a fucking... I was wearing my test pattern watch, and this little cunt wanted to try and steal it from fucking me or something like that. Like, can I have it? I'm like, no. And I was like, this little fucking bogan, and I'm like, he's like, he thinks it's a, and he was that dumb, he didn't know what it was. He thought it was an emoji.
I was gonna, if that was me, I'd either kick the kid in the face, or I would like walk up to the back of the train and just yell Allah Akbar. Either way, I'd get arrested.
Yeah, either way, I'd end up in the slam.
I would end up in the slammer. Jeez, man, there's so much. Like the Emoji Movie is so bad on many levels. Like, you know, it won the Razzies from Worst Picture. It won the Razzies for Worst Picture, and James Corden won for supporting cast's hand in the Emoji Movie.
How did he even? How did
he got
even
supporting
get that?
cast because
what was his reaction
the Razzie?
When he was at the Razzies? Did he what was his reaction
at the Razzie?
He won the
no,
Razzie.
He wasn't even at the Razzie. Apparently, apparently someone told him about it, and like people wanted him to talk about it on his show, and he was trying to avoid it as best as he could. And it was so bad, like he's trying to avoid it, and then he's like, "Well, what do I think of winning the Razzie? Look, I understand there's going to be people that always hate my movies and going to hate me for doing what I do, but you know, I'm happy. At least I won an award regardless." And he said that, and that's it, pretty much. He said it on Twitter, actually. He didn't say it on his show. He said it on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't want to put it on his show because someone in the audience would fucking would call him out or something. It's like, James Corden, you did a horrible movie. Fucking expelled from the fucking audience. You fucking blacklisted.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that guy. That guy is a fucking. I don't want to talk about him. I hated him when he was at the Grammy. Like that Grammy, Mr. Corden, your Grammy segment was fucking terrible. It made me want to. When you added Hillary Clinton, it made me want to like neck myself with a belt for my hand. You are the worst comedian. Like you were funny in The Boat That Rocked and the Telstar thing, but everything else you have done is utter dog.
Early in his career.
No, I know. Everything you've done is utter dog shit. And stop acting like you're trendy. You're not trendy. You're just a cancerous mid-30s to early 40s bloke who goes, "Oh, guys, carpool karaoke's are cool. Am I right?" And everyone's just like, "No, that means more cooler." He's just like, "Okay, let's just do the DJ Khaled MLG horns meme. Let's just get DJ Khaled on the award show and just add MLG horns in the background when he goes, yo, it's DJ Khaled, another one." Have you seen that? Sam, have you seen that?
It's not as cringy as Killer Keemstar's Dollar in the Woods being featured on...
That was funny, though. That was funny. It was cringy, but it was funny because you could tell Jimmy Fallon did not want to play that at all when he got the request. Like, you could tell that cunt did not want to play it at all. He was just resisting. Like, all right, guys, we got a record here. It's DJ Keemstar's Dollar in the Woods, and you could tell he did not want to play it. And then when they played it, he was just joking around. And you got the black guy in the band or whatever, like that guy he has, to play like a version of Dollar in the Woods. Oh, it's so bad when he's doing it.
Yeah,
like if you guys,
that guy was like,
"What I'm talking about,
such a racist man." If
you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link it in the description below. The Dollar in the Woods thing, if you want to watch it, I will link it in the description below. It's pretty cringe. It's basically, and you could tell he was like resisting to do it. And he's just like, "Yeah, guys, finally here we got a record. DJ Killer Keemstar's Dollar in the Woods." He plays it. It's so awkward. It was a part of a sketch he has. I think it's called what's it called? I think it's album review or something like that. He reviews like a new album or whatever, or something. He reviews and picks on it, sort of like Mystery Science Theater, but in a more unfunny way.
Yeah, Mystery Science Theater. Even Reese would.
Or like
freaking clever show.
Like Anthony Fantano, he does it like Anthony Fantano, like in the least funniest way possible. It's pretty bad and. DJ Keem is a meme in the community. Dollar in the Woods is a banger, bro. I love that song. That song is a banger. Have you listened to the new version, the one he did on Drama Roulette that got like 7 million views? That's the best. That's my favorite when he adds the leafy part in there. I can't say because it's too leafy. You can't see because I'm past the stuff. Y'all just a bunch of cucks. You know what I want to talk about? What do you think of tell me think of newer Nostalgia Critic reviews? Because someone asked me that because I did a stream and I kind of talked badly about one of his reviews. And they asked me what was my opinion on the newer episode, 2013, The Present. What's your opinion, Sam?
On The Present, I haven't seen it, so...
No, I meant Present Nostalgia Critic.
As a nostalgia critic, I
Like
watched the
modern
latest
nostalgia.
episode. I watched the latest episode of the latest nostalgia critic. It's pretty bad, actually. It's like he's running out of ideas. It's like, okay, now I'm going to cover all the Disney films that are live action remakes of classic Disney films. It's like you're really running out of ideas, man.
Yeah, I watched that review last night, and I'm like, I was watching it. I didn't even like the review remotely. Like, I laughed. I didn't laugh 0 times in that review. Like, even his Chipmunk review was a little funnier than that, and that wasn't even good.
And that even had a part at the
Look,
end.
I like Nostalgia Critic, but I think the problem is he is running out of ideas, and I don't even. It's not just that. I don't really think he cares anymore about doing it because, like Sam's movies said, in the doing it like Doug and Rob, you could tell for the first like 5 seasons, you could tell they had a passion doing it and they actually liked doing it. But I reckon somewhere when they came back, like season 6, I think that was Judith came back, and I think he didn't really like doing it. You know, and I can see because there's some episodes like I watched his Rhapsody Street Kids review, and that was pretty bad. I didn't really like it at all. I thought it was terrible.
I like in the Muppets Family
Like,
Crystal.
I didn't really.
Oh no! You made a turn the Dark Crystal.
I think because this is what I did, right? When I first watched that review back in like late 2016, I watched both the I watched all 3 videos that were made on it: Mr. Enter's video, Nostalgia Critics, and Rebel Taxis. And the best one out of the 3 of them was Rebel Taxis, and the worst one was probably Mr. Enter's. Yeah, Mr. Enter's obviously, but the best one was Rebel Taxis, in my opinion. That review of Rebel Taxis was, was so well done in the sense it was made, and it is gold, man. That review. And then I watched the Nostalgia Critic review, and I didn't really like it at all. There was maybe 1 or 2 jokes I laughed at, but even then, it wasn't really good. And then the other one I watched was Mysterious Mr. Cuck Enters video. And that was probably the worst. That was bad. There was 0 comedy in it. It wasn't really funny. It made me kind of cringe. If you don't know who Mr. Enter is, he's a cartoon reviewer and he has autism, and he plays the victim card a lot when he gets harassed online. He plays the victim card when he does something really shitty and people attack him for it. He plays the victim card, and he plays the I have autism card so you can't bully me sort of excuse, like the Matthew Davis excuse. I have autism so you can't bully me, guys. Sort of thing. I'm sorry.
It's a really poor excuse.
I'm going to say this. I have autism. Even if you have autism, you're still going to get bullied online for saying something that sounds really stupid. Like, for example, if you say something like, oh my God, Kill Bill Part 2 was the worst movie ever, then people are going to pick on you and tear you apart because it sounds absolutely stupid. Like, people will do that, and there's people that do. Like, people take movies and cartoons seriously. Like, there's people online that actually take that shit seriously, like people who want to work in that review industry, and they see someone like Mr. Enter, and they will hate on him. Like, one of my favorite videos of Mr. Enter is this one. I watched it, and it's a video from Mars Review, and he doesn't really talk about it much, but he kind of explains why he hates the cartoon community, and it's a really good video. If you want to watch that too, I would recommend it. That's a beautiful video, and my favorite part is when he talks about Enter, and he actually and surprisingly enough, he's one of the only few that actually doesn't be too harsh on Mr. Enter in the video.
Yeah,
which I don't blame him. Like, he doesn't actually be too harsh. He's like, look, Mr. Enter, he does some really shit editing. I don't really like his videos, but I don't think he's a bad guy. He seems like a nice guy, you know. I agree with what Mars said, you know. There's another video I watched that criticized Mr. Enter. There's this other guy called Mega Drop TV. He's a black YouTuber, and he does.
Can you continue talking while I'm gonna go and talk to my parents for a second?
Yeah, no problem. So this guy called Mega Drop TV, and he did this video, and in this video basically, he does a video, and he like kind of picks on Mr. Enter in a way, and it's a really good video, and he actually kind of calls out Mr. Enter for a bunch of shit he did in the past, like. For example, one of them was the fact that he actually got the writers of SpongeBob harassed on Twitter because he didn't like an episode of it, and he showed. I kind of laugh at it because it's kind of cringy, and he shows their like name on Twitter. He's like, "These are the guys who wrote the episode," and as a result, obviously, he didn't know how bad his fans were, and his fans basically sent death threats to the guy. and the people who wrote that episode of SpongeBob, they ended up getting a lot of harassment and death threats, and as a result, Mr. Enter, you know, and I will give Enter props. At least he apologized. At least went, look, you know, I'm really sorry, and I didn't really think it should happen like that. And he actually apologized, which I respect him for in a way. But you know, it still doesn't give him an excuse, because it's still a shitty thing that he did that. You know, still a shitty thing, and you know, honestly, no one should do that. I was gonna read an article, but I'm not in the mood. I was gonna read a shitty clickbait article, but nah. If you got any questions, please write them down in the comments. You know who I want to talk about for a sec? There's this kid on YouTube, right? These videos are probably the worst videos I've ever seen. There's this kid called Jordan, and I think he has autism, and he does these videos where he films. I want to try and find them for a sec, actually, because these are like the most fucking, like, I'm trying not to swear, but it's like the most cringiest thing I've ever seen, and it's him like filming kids like having tantrums and shit, and it's so embarrassing. Why am I showing the chat? No. Piss off. I'm not showing the chat. No, I want to show the, I want to capture the screen, bro. Where the fuck? Sorry, I'm trying to capture the screen. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec, guys. Like, oh my god. No, I'm joking. Oh, that's so cringy. Why did that little kid think he would do a makeup tutorial like that? You know who I'm referencing. There's this little kid, he did like a makeup tutorial. It was so embarrassing. Like, you could tell. And I feel bad for the kid in a way, because people made fun of him for being gay, and I don't think people should be made fun of for being, you know, faggot, or not faggot even. Like, that's sort of thing. And he basically how do I describe this shit? Like, he basically got harassed online because people made videos criticizing this kid, and he online, and I feel bad. You know, I feel bad because, like, I never made a video on the kid, but I feel bad for this kid because he got made fun of online for, like, doing a makeup tutorial. Yes, sounds he made a makeup tutorial, and he got harassed online for pretty bad. He got roasted. I think even everyone's favorite YouTube Jessica made a video like making fun of this kid. I don't talk about that dude. He probably seems like a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy from what I've face banks. He seems like you know, I don't know him personally. I just don't really like his content. His content's not my cup of tea when it comes to quality vids. Not my. I'm gonna try and find this kid. I have to search up Samuel Best, because Samuel Best subbed this kid. I gave this kid a sub, and I'm gonna try and find these videos. Yeah, one of them to Gency, and Gency, I think he hasn't. It's so. This kid called Jordan, like, he kind of clickbaits them, and I could not. I know. Oh, Jared, didn't you clickbait in the past? I know. I get that question all the time. I am gonna say this, and this is gonna be the last time I want to say this. That World War III trailer made a year ago was just a goof, and just please, can we just get over it? It's been a year, and you know what I mean. That trailer was a goof, and I will admit I kind of clickbaited. Look, I have no problem with clickbait, just as long as you don't mislead the title like Jake did, where he did that fucking thumbnail of like him and his girlfriend like having sex in bed or some shit like that. And it's like him kissing her, and it's so cringy, the thumbnail, like Jake Paul did. But look, I have no problem with clickbait. There's good clickbait, and then there's bad clickbait, like FoozyTube, where he did that video where he said he was going to buy a house for himself, and then he bought it for his parents. He could have just said something else, but obviously for views, and you know what I mean. I have a very different opinion on clickbait. Like, my opinion hasn't kind of changed on it in the last 2 years, but it kind of has at the same time. There's some black guy, you know, the guy who makes all those videos on like SJWs and shit like that. You know, those memes. Hello and welcome back to no. No, I don't want to talk about that bloke. That bloke will make a video. I know what he's like. You're just a liberal. You're a cuck, bro. Like, you're a cuck. You're a fucking SJW, man. Like, he'll like call me an SJW, even though I agree with almost everything that dude has said, with the exception of maybe a few things. I don't think everyone's SJW. I think you can be a little SJW. Just don't Look, I don't care if you want to do like, so you want to defend like disabled people and shit, but don't be overly politically correct where you like control people's language and speech. I don't care if you want to protest in the street with "free the tits" on your shirt. Just don't be one of those assholes that like tells people off for saying a joke that's not even that really offensive. Like that type of thing. That joke was offensive, bro. Like you gotta stop. You gotta stop. That joke was offensive. Why won't it let me search, man? This is bullshit. Like this won't let me search. Hello, and hello guys. Hello, Ivy. Jesus Christ. Why did I keep quoting that kid? Why do I keep quoting that kid? Why? Why do I keep quoting Listen, Christopher Chandler. That dude, I feel bad for that dude. That dude got so badly trolled, and I feel bad for that dude. It's like it sucks, you know. It would suck to be that kid, not kid, that dude. It would suck being trolled for like 10 years. Like that dude probably got so harassed online, and I feel bad because with Kristen Weston Chandler, it's a messed up story. If you want to go watch some stuff on that, go watch the documentary on Christian Chandler, or go watch the Let Me Tell You About Christian Chandler live stream that those two guys did, that podcast they did about Christian Chandler. That's like an hour and a half long, and they go over the basics of the stuff that happened with that kid. That guy, again, I don't know why I keep calling him a kid, but that guy, and it's like that tape was damaged. Julian Fox. I can't wait till I make a video on that dude. Yes, I'm making a video on that community. That community is so cringy. I'm making a video on those people. Those people are the most funniest people ever, because you can just so easily troll them. Like you could so easily troll those kids. Those kids are like funny as the troll, you know. Because I've trolled a few of those kids in the past, and they've gotten so baited that they actually like blocked me from commenting on their videos. Like, what was one of them? Ned Ryan was a great example when that whole drama was happening, and Nicholas Sexton, you know, the guy who blocked me from his entire channel. I was just searching up this kid's channel. I was going to talk about that Jordan. Remember that Jordan kid? The video I sent you with that kid.
Yeah.
Where he films that kid throwing a tantrum, and that woman confronts him. So this is the guy's channel. Jordan, look, I'm not gonna make fun of his subs. I can't talk. You know, we're very small considering. So this kid, he does these videos, and I swear to God, a lot of them are just clickbait. Like this one is called can you read this one actually right here, the one I'm pointing at?
Yeah. Grievous kills police officer.
Will kill the police / security will arrest you in German. That's one of them. I think it's on his second channel where he films the little kid throwing a tantrum, and it's so cringy. And the woman confronts him at the most perfect time, and she's like, "Do you know this kid?" And he's like, yeah. You know it's illegal to film people, right? Because you know that's the problem with people like Jordan. I kind of hate this kid in a way.
Yeah.
Because this kid kind of makes that whole thing look bad. Like, for example, if a guy's at the park and he wants to take a picture of his kid playing on the slide, then it looks bad, because then they get called out and they go, "Oh, you're a pedo. You're just filming kids." Like, sort of because of the people like him. Like, there's some pretty bad videos in here. Like, little Asian kid throws badass tantrums. Very funny. I like how bells with tantrums instead of tantrum. Little girl, funny tantrum. Woman goes crazy and makes the wheelchair woman run away for doing that to her. Holy shit! Little toddler throws temper tantrum.
Little kid.
Burn.
Remember that freaking pan pizza? No, sorry. Remember that thing where Mars
this one
it's like watching some of my favorite videos, such as Little Kid Says N-word.
Oh, that is so true.
3-year-old boyfriend. It's a good combination.
Temper tantrum, yeah. And you think this kid has done these videos for a few months? He's done these for like a year and a half now. Like toddler baby's temper tantrum over going to the department store.
Yeah, fucking hell.
This is the shittest content I've ever seen. Like, look, don't send hate to this kid. I've said this. Don't send hate to the people we talk about on our podcast because that's kind of cunty. Don't do that. But like, this kid makes the worst content online. Like, this content is so bad. I don't know how people can watch this garbage. Like, it's not even good content. Like, content that you can laugh at, like with face banks. Yes, his content's not the greatest, but you can still kind of watch it and be like, this was all right.
Mm-hmm.
His content is like, his content's on the level of like having, not like having a seizure. This Jordan kid, and I'm gonna roast this kid when I do my Go Anime video in the next couple of months on the other channel. Yeah. I'm thinking of doing another Go Anime video. I'm going back to my roots, guys. Going back to my roots of bullshit that I used to do. Hey, what's up, guys? Hi, Ivy. Yeah.
But I've got plans to do some other stuff as well, like hang on a sec. Channel 9 presents Shitty Melt. No, okay. So I'm just trying to work on some content, some good quality grade A content there. Okay.
Good quality. Give me a sec. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Scarce here. Today we'll be doing a double upload, and the first up in the news, we got some really fucked up news. Apparently, Jency couldn't upload his new video on time, and the reason why I'm reporting this is because I need some views. I'm gonna clickbait someone's name in the thumbnail, and I need a clickbait. So, in the news, Rice Gum apparently slapped Gabby Shaw again for the second time. Really fucked up, guys. But you know, Rice Gum, I give Rice Gum a chance. You know, he probably got, she probably got into his face again. And probably, and in the news, iTunes did a contact on his girlfriend, believe it or not. Very, very, very interesting news. She responded by a
very controversial because he's been dating this girl, as you know, and
you're having really low success. Yeah, that'd be the type of meme. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like. Very good news. See you guys. Bye. Thank God I had to stop doing that dude's voice. I was gonna sound like Kermit the Frog by the end of it.
Kermit. Okay. As I was about to say.
Yeah.
As I was about to say, I won't be doing garage sales for certain reasons, but I'm not going to go into them, obviously. But I'll probably go next weekend or something. But I'll just gotta. I did get some stuff today though. I'll just show them off on camera. I got a sealed SKC HQ 3-hour tape. I got this from a co-worker at work, and it's a Super X excellent. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, tape made in South Korea, assembled in China. And then I got this thing here. Jared, I showed a picture of this to Jared, I think.
Yeah, you
this
did.
Realistic field recorder. The interesting thing about it is, so she found this while she was cleaning out her house, so it was pretty cool of her for finding it, and I actually thanked her and everything like that. I gave it a good clean as well. As you can tell, I also gave it a good clean and cleaned the heads and all that sort of stuff. And I tested it. At first, eventually the cassette started to work, and I had to, but it was really freaking loud. I had to turn it down. But there's a problem probably with the speaker built in and the volume knob, but it works pretty well once you adjust it correctly. And I've adjusted it just right, so it's not ear bleeding. But they used to sell this as an in-store brand at Tandy's here in Australia, and in the US, obviously, Radio Shack.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, what am I gonna say, bro? Like, I have
Tandy's
so
had
much
two
shit
brands,
on this.
OPS and Realistic, and they put both those brands out of their misery in 2000.
Yeah, look, I kind of like Mr. Hollywood, but I want to kind of criticize him on one thing.
I just gotta put this something. I gotta put this away.
Not like he plays lower the live streams, bro. Like, you upload more live streams than what's his fucking name? You upload more live streams than Elysium does. That's pretty bad, man. Look, I don't care if you want to upload like 1 or 2 live streams a day. Just don't overdo it with the live streams. It's kind of bad. Don't overdo the live streams.
Yeah.
You're a decent content creator, bro. No. Man. Wow. I don't know what I want to talk about, man. I wanted to do a meme, but like.
But yeah,
I
I wanted to talk about the fact that I went and saw Friendly Geordie's stand-up comedy show, Malcolm Turnbull Life. It was fantastic. Me and Chris went and saw it, and it was so funny that that in 2 parts, no joke, everyone was laughing so hard that Jordan had to stop just to catch his breath, because everyone had to, because the joke, and he was really using the stage to his advantage, really using the moves and where to place himself on the stage. It was fantastic, and after the show he came out and it was really relaxed. People talking about life stories, about like this druggie at fucking Adelaide High and shit. This person that was in front of us.
I'm a drugger, mate.
And some other person was talking about the fact that some random person of theirs made a fucking bong out of a fucking pigeon's head or some shit.
Oh no. Like, I like Jordan. I have never seen him live though. I have watched a lot of his videos, like his BuzzFeed video. Like that BuzzFeed video was so excellent. Or the one on Viceland where he kind of calls out Viceland as a response to the Australia video.
Vice, you mean Viceland? If you're referring to SBS,
calls them out for their hypocrisy because they called out Logan Paul. Like, look, I'm not just a fucking cunt for what he did. Look, so he calls out, they call out Logan Paul, but then he manages. This is how smart he is. He manages to go into their past and finds out they did an exact same article. The difference is they didn't even censor the dead body of the dude that died in that forest, of a dude that killed himself in a forest, another dude.
Yeah.
Years before.
Yeah.
That's amazing how he did that. Yeah. And then another video he did was the Australia Day video. I love that video because he said something to say, but I couldn't say. He perfect, like when he does it, he's like he calls out Triple J and all that. That's so fantastic,
Yeah,
and plus I don't listen to Triple J. I fucking hate Triple J, and I don't listen to their music. I'm not a hipster. I'm not one of those hipster fuckers, that type of meme. I'm not one of them hipsters. So, he basically calls out Triple J, and it's gold, man. It's gold. It is gold, So he calls out like Triple J for their hypocrisy and all that,
Yeah.
The fact that they celebrated Australia Day, believe it or not. And then he calls them out for that, and oh man, he rips them. It's funny as he rips them apart. It's hilarious. If you want with Joy, be a minute. So if you want to kind of talk for
yeah, I'm currently sharing the stream that we're doing at the moment on Facebook. If anyone, so on the official Facebook page. So just to let people know what we're doing. But
I will be posting. One thing I'll say, I will be posting. So we post Facebook.
Well, also I sent my parcel for Flemish Dog came in the mail yesterday, which was cool. And as you know, if you've been following Flemish Dog's Twitter, he's been really been promoting the stuff, because I gave him 2 Tony Barber albums because he likes Tony Barber, and that's okay. Tony. I mean, I like a little bit of the Barb still, every once in a while.
Listen to the Temptations album. I'm not gonna say it because Reese might crack the shits. And
yeah, so I sent him also a Betamax tape. Frankie went on Betamax is Better, which is like a closed group I'm a part of that talks about Betamax. And at one point, I think he said, because he was worrying that it wasn't a late 70s, early 80s video classics tape of Bjorn Born's Tennis Lesson, because it had some kind of copyright or some sort of if you copy this tape, there's copy protect on here or something. And he popped it in, copy protected it.
Sam's Movies might be watching this, bro. If you want to join in, that'd be all good, man.
Yeah, that'd be all good, man. If you're free.
And then we can talk about Elvin and the Chipmunks.
But as I was going to say, they had this field record. No, he what was I going to say? he copied it and it was fine. So I think he went and made fun of the being similar to the fucking cat sitters tape from fucking Oddie Archive and how that saying it's got KGB and it will fucking ruin your VCR, and he copies it and it's fine. I also sent him a stack of DVDRs for this guy in the UK. Apparently, there's this guy in the southwest of England that's very interested in UK television, particularly Channel 4 and ITV and BBC. And I sent
England
him
is my city.
yeah, that's fucking his fucking next Matthew's Apple Math's next door neighbor is fucking Nick Crompton, but it's not. But fucking I was gonna say that I sent so he's making up copies at the moment of these VHS things I ripped for him. An hour each I put on each disc, and apparently I've still got some more to send him, but apparently this.
Can I quote? I'm gonna quote the great Filthy Frank. What's red 6 inches long? It makes my girlfriend cry when I feed it to her miscarriage.
Yeah, well, okay. So I was going to mention that these things that I made up for them are mainly just TV shows of stuff some stuff that's really rare, some stuff that's very common, like EastEnders or whatever. But apparently, the stuff I made up for him was mainly a lot of BBC One promos and stuff. He's been putting it on Twitter, Flemish Dog, to get to talk to Apple Mask and stuff, and also to the point where I also sent him some TVS and some Meridian to proves that this person lived somewhere in the south or southeast of England and had access to TVS and then later Meridian when they took over ITV.
They have access to England is my city, bro. They have access to England is my city.
Well, what's fucking Nick Crompton's area of fucking ITV that he grew up with?
I don't really know.
England TV, and it's on my TV. That was my response. Kelly, I fucking watched it.
How I know that was 1995 is because my cousin fucking loves watching that garbage.
No, do you think that's funny? My joke about fucking English TV is what I used to watch on ITV, and fucking Rosie and Jim is my fucking jam.
England.
Yeah,
England, my city.
God, that made me sound like fucking Mr. Plow. Like, the name again is Mr. It's like, Dag, please fucking.
England, my city.
Mr. Plow, my name again is Mr. Plow.
The memorable episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
With Barty Gumble. Just gonna fix the audio. Bruh. Look at, oh, no.
I'm talking to Reese.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so the volume is the same. Sorry I turned it up for a bit, guys. I know your ears might be ear raped, but it doesn't matter.
Ear raped?
In the great words of Milo Yiannopoulos, fuck your feelings. I always use that quote whenever I'm on Facebook. I always use that quote to people whenever they get offended on something. Like I commented on the MTV article and I said, in the great words of Milo Yiannopoulos, fuck your feelings. The meme. If Sam's Movies, if you're watching this, bro, and you want to join, you can tell us, man. We'll let you in. We'll let you join if you want to have a discussion with us.
Yeah, because you're always great to have on the show, man.
You're always a great lad, bro. Because you make my suffering on the show a lot better. Because I know these episodes drag out for long, and I know people have complained to me on Twitter.
Well, I can stay
your
up
episodes
now.
Are too.
No, I can sleep in and shit.
Yeah, or your episodes are like too long, man. Or that type of bullshit. Your episodes are too long, bro.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not the beta podcast where fucking Keen can't talk about anything apart from YouTube.
Oh, come on. let's not start beef with Baited. Colossal is a great guy. You know, Colossal made
No,
that
but
sick diss track.
Rated doesn't have anything apart from let's talk about drama and YouTube and nothing outside of it.
No, they actually do, because Chad talks about how he gets girls on Twitch and shit occasionally.
No, that's still internet related, Jared. Fucking.
No, I know, but still, he kind of does. They kind of do talk about different stuff. Like they do talk about certain things. Like they do talk about companies and stuff, which is not really internet related in a way, like Netflix. And
give me some other example of anything that isn't internet related, like television or any other means.
All right, like when they had Andy that he used to do on TV.
Would say?
Andy Milonakis. Yeah. Andy Milonakis, Alex Labor. No, but they used to have this guy called Alex Labor. No, I'm joking. Andy Milonakis on, and basically he used what they used to do. He would talk about how he had a hard time doing his TV show on MTV.
Yeah.
He talked about it on MTV, and there was another, and he does talk about the movie Waiting. He does talk about his movie career too a bit, like the one time when him and Keem were in the taxi and they meet, and this taxi driver was like a fan of Andy Milonakis' movies and shit, and knew him from the movies and stuff, and they talked about it. Yeah, they do talk about that a fair bit, about movies and TV. Like that would be a great example of that.
Yeah, but it rarely ever gets talked. It's all fucking, hence the name Baited. It doesn't really talk about anything apart from the stuff that gets tiring after they talk about it for the millionth time.
The thing is, yes, they do talk about drama, but I want to talk my opinion.
They do kind of where it fills up like it fills up 90% of the 90% of the podcast.
All the drama is not the same. They do talk about different drama. Like for example, there was one episode devoted to.
At least
it does, but they do.
There's other things that they talk about.
No, but they do have interviews in between though. They have interviewed YouTubers like Boogie, Adam22, you know, No Jumper. H4H3, Ethan, you know, Leafy is here. They had that debate. But that still can be included as an interview in a way. They've interviewed a few people. I'm trying to think who else. Shit, because there was a few others they did. I'm trying to think who else they interviewed. Because I know those are the ones I know of. But they did interview some other YouTubers for the show. Billy the Fridge was on one episode. And even then, that I can agree a lot of people's opinions on that episode. That episode was kind of ruined by the fact that he did talk about Tommy C and that whole drama he's had with that fucking tinfoil idiot, tinfoil retard.
That's what the thing is. Keemstar loves talking about drama. The problem is it doesn't give him a three-dimensional personality, and it makes it boring.
This is the best thing. Like Chad came up with this when they were talking about it. Keem is basically like, look, I like Keem, and I do think he's probably he's a nice guy from what I've seen. He's done some good things, but he's also done some shit things. But I do agree. Like Keem is almost like a drama girl. You know those type of girls at school that love to talk about drama. Like that's basically like Keem and Great and Leafy, and that's kind of cool. It's like they're like the high school bitches you meet who talk about drama and bitch and moan about people that hate them. Sort of that thing in a way. Like they talk about drama, and Chad said it so perfectly. That's one thing I agree with Chad on. You know, they do talk about varieties too. Like they did talk about the whole Wall Street Journal thing when that happened.
Yeah,
and they do talk about the media. But I will agree that I do think they're
because everyone just thinks that well, the whole PewDiePie thing was the thing that got YouTube talking negative about
not just that.
It's been happening for years. Stop being so bloody.
The only thing I didn't agree with what they said was the fact they tried to say that TV was dying, when in fact TV is still around in a way. But I can agree where they came from in that sense.
No, I kind of like they kind of ignore the 5 years or so of TV bagging YouTube, the Max Mofo 9 thing, the Doodle Burger thing. There's hundreds of examples. And just completely across all medium, radio, television, and newspapers, and it gets completely blacked out, and everything after the PewDiePie Hitler thing gets mentioned with the Wall Street Journal, and it's only 2016 onward. So that's completely blacked out everything else before it.
2017. So with PewDiePie, like, I still agree PewDiePie should sue those cunts. what they did because that's fucked. The fact they slandered him like that. I don't care. I still think he should sue the cunts because that's wrong, man. He had his career ruined by that. In a way, he had his career ruined. Like he lost his show. He lost brand deals because of it. He lost a lot of sponsored content. Like look, what was I going to say? Like, yes, I do agree in a way that I don't think the research in that episode was like well done. I'm not saying the research was well done for Baited in that sense when they did that episode, but I do agree with some of the things. Because look, Keem, I'm not saying Keem is not an expert on a lot of things, and I don't think he's an expert when it comes to talking about the media. And I don't claim to be an expert either. I'm not an expert. You know, I think the only people that are really expert is people who have, you know, like Andy Miller, market players, like people who have worked with the media and have done that type of stuff in the past, you know, media personalities and stuff like that. Those are the people I think that know the media more than actual people do. And I do think, in a way, that the media has always, I've said this many times, the media has always hated YouTube. It's clearly evident. Like, what was that one story you mentioned you told me about in, like, 1997 that's still the same today?
Well, yeah, anyone remember that bullying story? I told this to Friendly Geordies and he freaking laughed at how stupid it was, but it's how true. I mentioned about how the fact in 1997 on a 7 late night news that there was they ran this story about a school for bullies, and oh wow, it doesn't sound like anything that Sunrise does or any other 7 news outlet has been doing for more recently. It totally sounds like it's a new idea. Oh wait, it was done in 1997.
Oh yeah, and then Jordan.
And he said, he said, I think his comment, which I wish I had more time because we had to take a photo and go, but he said, I wish that, no, I think he said, well, they didn't expect someone would be taping it. I was wanting to correct him and say, this person recorded the Mighty Ducks 2 and left the recorder going, because it's a very common thing. Someone records a movie, leaves the recorder going, and gets the news in its entirety.
That is the most, like, I'm sorry, but the media, the problem is with the media, they're so old-fashioned, man. They're so liberal and so old-fashioned.
I like to imagine the guy who recorded this
this is why I agree with him. There's no young people in the media, in a sense. There's no young people, and even then, if it is young people, they don't really know the internet either. They're just people who haven't really experienced the internet like us, like our young people, like us younger people who have gone through the memes and all the bullshit in the media sort of thing. And they're so old-fashioned in that sense. So old-fashioned, man. Like obviously the one great example is with the Max Mofo thing, when they tried to make out like Max was threatening that guy Sam, and I feel bad that you're named after that cunt.
Well, Sam's a very common name, I found out, apparently.
Yeah, so that guy was called Sam, and what happened was Max Mofo did a video, you know, blah, 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 the rest, you know, he basically did a prank call, and this guy Sam, he cried and made out like, I was being harassed on the phone, when it turns out he was doing the exact same thing he called out Max Mofo for in the report. When Max Mofo exposed his ass, like roasted him, like actually responded and actually exposed him for bullshit that they didn't bring up in the story to make this Sam guy seem like the little victim.
Yeah. Oh, look, a promo for family and friends.
And the big bad Max Mofo was there to just attack him and roast him and make fun of him and threaten to cut his head in with a rock and threaten to murder him and stuff like that. That wasn't even true. Stuff that is total bullshit. But they made up for the story. Because it's always good to make it. Like with face beef. Like with the face beef. You know what? I'm kind of done, man. Do you want to kind of finish the episode off, or just wait a bit?
No, I think I found the new wet banana. This is called the water.
Oh, Mom, get off my wet banana!
It's this water.
Banana.
This is the water squirter, and apparently it says that it grows long. It's called the Frankfurter Squirter.
Oh, it's like Billy with the wet banana.
No, it's
hey,
the
Sam's Movies. If you're watching this right now, to Sam's Movies, if you're watching this right now, if you want to write in the chat, tell us if you want to be on or not, because we're going to kind of end off the stream in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, let us know, because how long have you been doing it for?
Probably about an hour and like 10 minutes.
Okay. Hey, look, it's
So
the scary talking clowns thing. I've seen that on a 1989 recording of like Carols by Candlelight, so that's like, okay.
Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. How to speak with an Australian accent, which is the most stereotypical thing I've seen on TV. You know, have you ever heard of this one wanker? His name is Aussie Man Reviews. I hate this guy so much.
I have to go through my hard drive and start copying stuff, because I have a recording of Aussie Man Reviews on fucking Today Tonight.
Oh, that was so cringy. I watched that because, believe it or not, back when he first began, I didn't know of Alex Williamson, believe it or not, until Sam mentioned this back in like 2015. I used to watch the Aussie Man videos, and then what happened was, right, Aussie Man Reviews kind of ripped him off, and I found all this bullshit out. Let me can join in the next stream. Just remember to tell me in advance so I can make sure I can make it on. All right. So Sam's Movies just sent me a message. But if you want to talk about Aussie Man Reviews for actually the next 5 minutes, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
So Aussie Man Reviews, he's this guy, and he does these fucking commentaries where he goes in an over-the-top Australian accent. Oh my! So what happened was KSI fought Joe Weller, and he won. Oh mate. So basically, Joe Weller was trying to fucking knock him out. Bang, bang, bang. And KSI knocked him out. And RKO, mate. That's basically his commentary style, and it's the most like believe it or not, there's this kid at my school. He likes the Aussie Man videos, and I said to not watch Alex Williamson. Like who? I'm like, Alex Williamson, bro. Like that cunt ripped off everything from Alex Williamson, and he got his ass exposed by Lewis Spears, and that was like my favorite video from Lewis Spears. Like that one is probably like number 2 in my favorites. Like number 1 would be Janoskian's one where he reviews that movie, but number 2 would be the Aussie Man one because oh man, he rips Aussie Man reviews in the ass. Like he exposes him for a bunch of bullshit he's done, like stealing content and copying other people's videos and just clickbaiting articles and making fucking like having this website where he clickbaits articles and has 40 no sense. It just sounds like some guy with Asperger's. So, what's your opinion on Aussie Man Reviews? See him?
I like Aussie Man Reviews. I liked his video where he shit talked Foxtel. I like that, making fun of Foxtel. But everything else was a lot of his other videos were just shite. Like he could have had a potential of being a great reviewer, but like every other reviewer we've ever had in this country, they fucking screw up their careers. And they
sell out to the media. They suck some corporate cock, bro.
No, that rarely happens. They just lack the talent and foresight to actually go any further. I mean, there's only some people I've really ever enjoyed, like Terry Bite or Megamitch, that have actually done stuff with their careers.
Yeah, there's a few people. Terry Bite, I can't really say that about Terry Bite because he hasn't really uploaded a new review in probably like a couple months.
Skittles does a good job as well. Check out Skittles. He's a mate of mine.
Yeah, I don't know about Terry Bite though because Terry Bite, he hasn't really done any reviews in a couple months. The last review he did, I think, was on a movie or something. It was all right.
Skittles is a pretty good reviewer. I think you should check out that guy.
Does he review hentai? Sorry. Fucking hell. No, doesn't he review like cartoons? There's good reviewers like Lou Reviews. I'd call him a good reviewer because he doesn't just review YouTube drama. He does review movies and he has reviewed books and stuff and just bullshit products in general. He used to do that, and then some of it's been on YouTube drama. But there's others like the book. He did a review of this chick's book, Susan McLean. She's like this woman who claims she's a expert anti-cyberbullying person. When in reality, she's just as bad as the people that she calls out on TV. And he made a video. This is what happened. He explains the drama really well, but to give it a fast thing, he made a video criticizing her book. Right, her book is fucking bad. And in there's this chapter in the book, and oh, it's so bad. It's like I think it was like DUM or something like that. And it's called Did You Send DUMS or something like that? Did you send nudes or something like that? And it was stupid. And he basically calls it out. And then what happened was she got so but hurt from the fact that he made the video, and she ended up like making bullshit hoax calls and using her power in the media to take advantage of the situation with Lewis and all that. And as a result, he lost a lot of things from that. Like he nearly had his comedy show cancelled when it first came out. He nearly had his comedy show cancelled. Yeah, and he made a video like exposing her. It was like funny as he actually exposed her for bullshit she does. He actually exposes her. It's like funny as like he exposes her for a lot of the bullshit she did during that drama. Like for example, she was getting people who would like disagree with her suspended from school, and they would message Lewis, and Lewis got so pissed at it. Like he actually cracked it at the end of the video because people were spamming him with just shit like, "Oh, I got expelled because I said something bad about Susan or something like that." And as a result, he actually like. At the end of the video, he actually does a truth. He goes, you know, I did this thing right at every comedy show this year. I've done this thing where we all apologize to Susie, and he plays a segment of like everyone apologizing for what he's done. In a way, it's still a good video. That's one of my favorite. Probably my top 10. And he actually like. This is the thing though. He's actually like. He and her have had beef for probably like 4 years because she did it. She was one of the people who worked on the face beef story. Remember that face beef story? And he made this bullshit story to Current Affair that he was a guy who was bullying. Like he had bullied this chick or whatever. Like this chick was being bullied, and he got this actress to basically play a victim of bullying. He just joked about it, and he acted like the bully, and he exposed them for their bullshit reporting, and that's what led to Today Tonight being cancelled in Melbourne, believe it or not.
And so still going here in Adelaide and Perth. It's still going.
I feel bad for you guys because you had to see that fucking bullshit Father's Day thing they did, like that chick did.
Yeah,
because she wanted to.
Yeah, I know. It's like Adelaide is just so behind the eastern states. Like Adelaide, like. We have less production here than we used to have. Now our production just mainly consists of news, current affairs, so like Today Tonight, and of course, weekend shit like South Aussie with Cozzy, which is basically, yeah. So you have that sort of crap. You have those, and those shows you don't really just shoot in a studio. You can just go out with a camera and shoot out in the community. You don't really need a studio to film those programs like SA Life and stuff. So it's just like our production's pretty much evaporated into just news. And that's the problem. It's like that's where the uncreativity starts to come out.
Yeah, it's sad because like with the after the face beef shit, that's when he had that beef with what's her name, Susan or whatever. Fucking, I'm not going to bother you.
And really,
she's been on the project.
I mean, Adelaide has production still, but usually it's only at stuff like Carols by Candlelight Adelaide or when
I feel bad
about all the credit eating Christmas pageant.
I feel bad. I hate Melbourne in a sense because we're also like our country is like Melbourne's probably like the most accepting city out of every city in Australia. We're probably like the most accepting, and we let in a lot of immigrants, and that's the problem. We get fucked by that.
But at least you guys have TV production over there.
Yeah, we do. I'm not saying we don't. But the problem is
you and Sydney have the best TV production in the country.
Yes, we do. Fucking The Project, right? These I hate these idiots. I don't want to talk about these.
With Brisbane coming in a close third.
Yeah. So The Project, right? Project's pretty bad, and everyone. What do you think of The Project, Sam?
I mean, The Project is pretty bad, but I reckon I think lots of people could make a video reviewing The Project and bring their own thing to the table why they don't like it. I mean, you got to at least be creative. Then the fucking feminist the fucking anti-men, the fucking meninist channels meninist channels going, you're the fucking red pill. That's all that happens on The Project.
But then that's happened on the.
But there's a lot of other stuff like Channel 10 across all their shows stealing.
You know what? Those cunts defended Man Monis's actions during that whole Sydney thing. They defended that shit. They made excuses for that guy.
I like how like 7, 9 and ABC were taking the whole like when the day when the plebiscite was announced, they were doing live coverage and everything. And what Studio 10 was, their coverage was half an hour behind and wasn't even showing the actual announcement. It was just fucking Magna and shit. Magna Shabatsky just talking in a microphone and just explaining what was going on. That was just like, to me, that's just laughable about how Ted's budget's blown right out of the window. They just like spend time on something on a historically changing moment. They just have Magna or all these other people talking in front of the camera, just explaining it to you, and then they just probably steal a few minutes from another channel's source of of the actual announcement, and then just cut back to them going, yeah.
We're so out of touch that we even made a video criticizing Donald Trump. I hate these. I hate these celebrities that try to act like they know politics. Like, who do you think's the worst celebrity for that, Sam?
I wanted to say we got a long weekend here in Adelaide. I mean, we got the Adelaide Cup on Monday,
Labor Day, yeah, we've got Labor Day over here.
Adelaide Cup is like the poor man's Melbourne Cup, but it's like at least Adelaide people get a free public holiday.
Yeah. You guys are lucky, man. Like with Melbourne Cup, we get a holiday. But like, bro, it's so bad. You can't, like, it's so hot when you get the holiday. Like, you don't want to go out. Like, you usually get it at the right time where it's just cooling down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who I hate? I don't want to talk about this guy, but I kind of want to. I'm thinking of making a video on this guy. I don't know. His name is No Bullshit. Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah,
No Bullshit.
Definitely.
He's this guy who makes videos, right? And he kind of criticizes SJWs. And look, I don't care like about the content mainly, but this guy, he's gotten into a lot of beef with these like SJW channels, like the anti ones, like Shoe on Head, and he basically, this is when I actually kind of turned. He did that beef and shit when he was like blocking people on Twitter for like criticizing him and stuff. So he had this beef with Shoe on Head. And this is the most ironic thing I've heard. He basically makes fun of her thumbnails. But if you go look at his channel, like his thumbnails are so worse in a sense. But look, I don't hate him as a person. He probably seems like a nice guy. Like, and I did actually like one video of his. I liked one video he did about Sweden when he talked about the whole Sweden thing. Like, I actually agreed with a lot of things he did in that when he talked about Viceland when they did that story, that fucking stupid story about Sweden and how they're changing the genders of the kids over there to fit political correctness, yet they're bringing in terrorists. I like that when he actually calls it out. And he actually calls out their hypocrisy on that, which is actually pretty good. You know, that video I still like. I'm not, like, I hate the dude's content in a way now, but I still like that video. I still watch that video a bit, and I actually kind of like it. I think it's probably one of his best videos.
It's going to end in a minute, so if I get up and can you entertain the audience while I finalize it and everything?
Yeah, I'm just writing down what we talked about in this episode.
Yeah. I'm just giving you warning, that's all.
Yeah. I'm gonna copy it so that like when the episode's over, I can like put it in the description at least. And then I'll link it.
It's really fucked up towards the end in terms of the image quality.
I'll link all the other stuff tomorrow anyway. So with No Bullshit, I don't hate the guy as a person. I just don't really like the fact that he's the person who makes conservatives look bad. Like, you know, those conservatives, but he's like the one who makes them look bad out of all of them because he's like, this is the thing. I watched a wonderful video by this guy called Battening, and he actually exposes No Bullshit. And I didn't even know a lot of this stuff until that video. The fact that like he acted like he debated these people, but then he was like blocking them on Twitter, like Destiny and all that. The guy who I don't agree with Destiny. I think he's a bit of a retard. The guy who said that JonTron. No, I'm not going to act like No Bullshit. No, but he was the guy that kind of said that the words that JonTron used in his videos was kind of harmful, and the stuff that he said on the live stream was pretty harmful for his reputation or something like that. And I thought that was ridiculous. And I watched that debate, believe it or not, because when I heard No Bullshit was doing the debate, I actually liked him at the time. And I heard he was doing the debate, and I'm like, man, this might be actually good. He might.
I'm going to stop this recording.
Okay. No problem. Anyways, so when I watched this debate, I thought No Bullshit was actually going to bring good points. I'm like, this guy could actually wreck Destiny, you know. Because I hadn't watched the debate with what's his name, Vegan Games, and I'm like, he could do a good debate, and or no bullshit. Basically, does a debate with Destiny, and I watched it. I watched the entire debate. There was probably only one or two things that no bullshit brought up that was actually decent. Wasn't like I hate Destiny, but I felt like this Destiny bloke was actually bringing more into the debate than no bullshit did. And I watched a couple of the debates, and when I watched Batning's video, like at first when I watched it, I'm like, man, this is alright. He's doing some good points. But then when I watched Batning's video, I'm like, man, I agree. The debate wasn't really good because no bullshit kind of. I'm sorry, if you're going to be in a debate and you make a critical error, you should at least actually didn't respond to it in a way, and it was pretty bad. And well, it wasn't a really good debate, and then he basically does, and then I think that was the first debate. I'm not sure because what happened was how the debate happened. If you want to hear the story, no bullshit made a video criticizing Destiny, and he said something really fucking retarded along the lines of Destiny thinks that JonTron shouldn't speak his mind on YouTube because JonTron has a big audience or something like that. And then this is the worst part because when the debate happens, believe it or not, no bullshit. Like Destiny actually says to no bullshit the thing he said in the video, and no bullshit doesn't even know what he's talking about. Brooks or whatever, Brooks Show, whatever his name is, Brooks or whatever, and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. And he's like, "What? I don't know." He's like, "What? I didn't say that in the video." And then he said, "Did you think that when I said that JonTron shouldn't speak, did you actually think that I didn't want JonTron to be on YouTube and have his freedom of speech?" Look. What I said was JonTron should have his freedom of speech, but the thing I said was, the things he was saying was harmful, and this is the best part because this guy, this Destiny, he actually wrecks no bullshit in the debates. If you want to watch the two debates, I would recommend them. They're great debates, just to see no bullshit get wrecked, and he's just trying to mumble on his words. And there's a classic part in the debate, believe it or not. There's a classic part in the debate. Yes, I have a bit of a stutter, but there's a classic part in the debate where basically no bullshit kind of gets hostile, like kind of angry, and he basically says something along the lines of he says something like, "At least I'm not a cuck" or something like that, and he's like, "Destiny, you have just met a true red-pilled alpha motherfucker," or something like that, and he's like, "Welcome to the gun show," and he goes or something like that, and then basically because how it started was I think Destiny asked him, he's like, how do you? I know you talk about people who try to define society standards. How do you define society standards? What things do you do that goes against society? And he says, "Look, I'm fat. I smoke. I drink. I don't care about my health. Because look, I'm fat. I'm a fat ass. And he basically says all this stuff. Basically, he's basically calling himself fat, and it's like the most funniest thing ever. And then basically in the next debate that he has with Destiny actually brings this up and he goes, "Hey, do you remember what you said in the last debate about being fat and defying society standards?" He's like, "What? I don't remember saying that." And basically he says it back like he says, "Oh, I don't remember what I said." So Destiny says, "You said to me that you defied society standards by being fat. Am I right?" And he's like, I don't remember saying that, and he's basically trying to.
I've got to try and time it to find out how long it goes for.
No problem. So, no bullshit. Basically, says he defies society standards because he's fat, and he's a true alpha motherfucker, and he basically says it. And then I watched the debate. I watched the second debate, and in the second debate, you could tell Destiny knew what was gonna. He knew no bullshit is a retard, and he would respond anyway. So then he basically gets into a debate with no bullshit. And I watched this in Batning's video, and I wrote some of this down. And I watched that second debate, and it was the worst. I was expecting more from no bullshit, considering that in the last debate he made himself look like a retard. You would think he would actually go, "Look, I was a bit of an idiot. I'm going to try and change it up a bit. I'm going to actually try and make some decent points." So during the debate, no bullshit. During the debate, believe it or not, during the debate, no bullshit does the exact same thing he did in the first debate. Fucks up everything he said. Makes himself sound like an idiot, And then he tries to say, this is the dumbest thing. He tries to say, have you ever been to college, bro? Have you ever been to college, bro? Like, have you ever been to college? I'm guessing you're not dumbass or something like that. He basically calls his destiny a dumbass for not going to college. I'm sorry, but going to college does not mean shit. Like I'm still young, but going to college does not mean shit. What does it really mean? Like, no bullshit. If he's gonna watch this, bro, if you want to debate, all right, but make sure you actually tell me why I should go to college in a debate, so that I would understand your experience of going to college and being smarter than everyone online who disagrees with me. So he basically says that he's gone to college and that he has the right to say what he wants and that Destiny can't say shit because Destiny hasn't been to college. So then later on, I don't know if this is probably the same time, he has a debate with Vegan Gains. And I've had past shit with Vegan Gains online. I've said some pretty critical things of Vegan Gains. I've called him a fucking vegan, an idiot, called him a Fruit Loop a couple times. I've actually made fun of that video where he threatens to stab he threatens to kill people at the Toronto Veg Fest. Yes, as retarded as that sounds, he actually does threaten to murder people that goes to a fucking vegetable festival. So he has a debate with Vegan Gains, and honestly, I don't agree. I don't like Vegan Gains as a person, but I think he actually came off better than No Bullshit. Like, No Bullshit was the one who made himself look like a retard, and Vegan Gains actually made himself sound presentable. He sounded more sane than No Bullshit did in the debate. Because there's a part where he brings up, basically, No Bullshit says to Vegan Gains, you should be, like, I understand you want to be vegan. He says, why don't you be a freegan? And if you don't know what a freegan is, it's sort of like a vegan, but they're people who live off the land, like people who will eat anything, like chemical waste and whatever. They'll just eat whatever they have to survive and sort of that dumb shit. And Vegan Gains says, that's still a vegan. And I agree on that, because if some of it is still a vegan. And then No Bullshit basically says, because he knew he was losing the debate, he basically says, why don't you just kill yourself? And look, I don't care if you say that as a joke. Don't say it when you like lose a debate, because that makes you look like a cunt, especially if they was to actually hang themselves. So he tells Vegan Gains to go kill himself, and the debate was pretty bad. Again, Vegan Gains makes this guy his bitch at the end of it. It's pretty funny. So recently, what happened was this YouTuber, I've watched him for probably about 3 years, probably 2 years since that whole Keemstar drama, and this guy is called No Fuckers, and No Fuckers, yeah, this is his actual name. No Fuckers, Roman. He makes a video and he criticized it. It's called, I think he calls it the worst anti-BuzzFeed video of all time. He basically like criticizes No Bullshit's video, and he kind of points out the bullshit in the video, and I think he mentions Batning's exposed video in a way, but he kind of points out the bullshit and he says, look, you are wrong on this. I understand you don't like, SJWs. I don't either, but look, you're kind of wrong on a lot of these things. So you'd think with No Bullshit would take the criticism, right? And actually, say, look, I'm going to take the criticism. I'm going to, I might not agree with everything this guy said, but I'm going to take the criticism. In the end, No Bullshit basically makes a response video attacking Roman, roasting his appearance. And and I watched Roman's response video to No Bullshit's response, and Roman's video is just absolutely perfect. Like the way he responded. Like I've had a few problems with Roman's content, but it was so perfect how he responded to No Bullshit. Like he actually does a part where he actually makes out because No Bullshit basically calls out Roman for lying about him in the video, when No Bullshit did the exact same thing and edited clips to make Roman look like an idiot. And so Roman calls it out and actually makes fun of him, and it's funny as. And then at the end, the funniest part is he actually watches the Destiny debate with he watches the Destiny debate that no bullshit. Yeah. He actually quotes the line about being a red-pilled alpha motherfucker. Yes. Yeah. And so it's so amazing how Roman did it in the video. I'm Destiny, I don't give a fuck, Destiny. I'm a true red-pilled motherfucker. Welcome to the gun show. Yeah, he does that in debate. It's pretty bad. You never went to college, bro? Bro, I've been to college. Shut up, Destiny. You can't say shit because you've not been to college.
Yes, this guy is a conservative, and you'd think I would like him because I'm kind of both sided on the political spectrum. But no, I don't like this guy. He like for example, I don't like fucking Riley J. Dennis. Yes, I don't like that person either. And look, I like certain people from that community. I actually agree with some points. You know, like Lacey Green. I think she's a bit of an idiot, but I do agree with her on some stuff. Same as no bullshit. I think he's a bit of a retard, but I do see where he's coming out with some of the shit. But that does not mean I like their content. I still think Lacey Green's content's garbage, and I still think his content's garbage equally. And I will send you this video, Sam, if you want to after this.
Yeah,
show.
I will. Hang on a sec. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
I hate when pens just don't want to work. It's like
I'm gonna send you this video. You might have to watch it. In
pens get hard.
It's a 30-minute video by this guy called Battening. I was talking about it.
Do you remember that from like Charlie Brooker's "How TV Ruined My Life"? That joke.
Yeah, that
pens get hard.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send you the video of Battening. You might have to watch it in parts if you don't want to watch the full.
Okay, all right. But I just gotta go put some stuff while we're back.
Yeah. Well, I'm a true red-pilled alpha motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, Destiny. Destiny, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I have to find that thing every chance I get. Give me a sec. Hello, welcome back. Welcome. Oh, I was gonna title it no bullshit. He's like one of those people that makes that community bad. Making the community look bad. Welcome back to.
Yeah, I'm gonna set a time up for something.
Welcome back to No Bullshit. Welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're gonna talk about No Fuckers. This dude, he makes a video on me, and look, I like No Fuckers response more because I watched the Brooks video to be sure. I didn't want to be biased, so I watched the Brooks video. And every point, like there was only one point I agreed with Brooks on, and that's it. But then all the other points was just him insulting No Fuckers up there, insulting the fact that he's a commentator, insulting the fact that he's small, insulting the fact that he's fat, you know, sort of mean, insulting the fact that he might have a hard on for the soy guys, you know, just it was basically like the insults you would get from a school bully, you know, like a high school bully, the type of insults you get when you're like 13 years old, someone would call you a faggot or something like that along those lines. So then basically No Fuckers, like, I don't like the dude's content as much as I used to, but I do agree with No Fuckers. Like when he actually makes the video, I agree with No Fuckers with a lot of things he said in that video. It actually sounded more logical when he actually called out No Bullshit. Like when he calls out the fact that No Bullshit made fun of his appearance, and then he makes fun of No Bullshit's appearance as a meme, sort of as a joke back at him. Because basically No Fuckers, not No Fuckers, basically No Bullshit tries to call No Fuckers like a leafy copy sort of thing, like that meme that's been around since like 2016, where people will call a certain commentator as a joke, like a leafy copy or a clone of a different YouTuber. People will call each other a copy of a different YouTuber. Like people will call someone like Comedy Shorts Gamer like a Rice Gum copycat or some bullshit like that, and they'll call each other like copies and just clones of other people. And so overall, I don't hate the dude as a person. He probably seems like, I've watched some of the podcasts he's on. He probably is a nice guy. He just seems like a bit of a dumbass when it comes to politics in a way. Like he kind of seems like a dumbass when it comes to politics. Like your typical sort of like your crazy sort of person. You know, like your Alex Jones. Like, look, I don't hate Alex Jones. He probably seems like a nice guy. You know, he's probably a nice guy in real life besides all the politics, but he's sort of like your Alex Jones type person where he's really crazy and he acts like he knows that the water's turning the frogs fucking gay, and he wears a tinfoil hat because he thinks the government's like over spying him and shit, like spying on him and stuff, and it's really just dumb shit and sort of like that in a sense, you know, and you know, like Info, I still watch the Info War shit. Don't get me wrong. Alex Jones is like he's sort of like the conservative version of Chen from like the Young Turks. He's just crazy in politics. And like, look, I like the Info Wars channel, and I do watch Paul Joseph Watson. I do watch that guy, Paul Joseph Watson, and all that. I do watch. Like, what's his recent video? I actually did like Paul Joseph Watson's new video about what was it? I think it was about one of the recent videos about Sweden. I really like that one, and there was a few videos he did about actually good, like his newest video about I think it was about YouTube or something like that. I think it was a new video about how he was complaining about the media making like wars and trying to act like they knew shit about InfoWars when they didn't, sort of mean. It was a pretty good video. Still a good video, regardless. Hey guys, welcome back to InfoWars. They're making the frogs gay. Why do I quote? I swear to God, why do I quote Alex Jones? He's just funny to quote because he's one of those people. Like he's a crazy person, man. But he's probably a nice guy, and, you know, he's on that sort of thing. Like he's in that side of like Milo and all that. Like the people who act like they know. Like, look, they all don't know everything. Like we all don't know everything. Like liberals don't know anything about the conservatives, and the conservatives don't really know much about liberals besides the bullshit videos that have been made on YouTube, like fucking triggered feminist compilations. Yeah, like the people that will post videos of people getting like females getting triggered or male cucks defending their girlfriends and just the typical sort of getting triggered sort of meme. You know, the getting triggered sort of meme. Yeah, getting triggered meme. Is, you know. What do you think of Paul Joseph Watson, my man?
Even Friendly, I found this out from Friendly Jordies right from the horse's mouth. Apparently, that Friendly Jordies doesn't even like Paul Joseph Watson himself.
Wow. I can see why Jordan might not like Paul Joseph Watson. It's his opinion if he doesn't. I think the problem is there is times I have agreed where Paul Joseph Watson is kind of biased.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the best YouTuber, but he has done some good videos. And if you go into the next show, I actually asked Jordan a question of what's his thoughts on Paul Joseph Watson. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I heard about it because there was a few guys in front of us who were talking to him about InfoWars, and he likes InfoWars apparently.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like it because the problem is Alex Jones, he's a nice guy. He just makes the show look bad because he acts like a fucking idiot on it. Like he thinks that the water's turning the frogs gay sort of meme. And he wears a fucking tinfoil hat on his head thinking that the FBI is spying on his mental thoughts. And just
he just found, I think he just watched it not for what he's saying, but for how fucking hilarious it is.
Yeah, he probably does, like that sort of meme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in a way. Because I don't think Jordan actually watches the show and goes, man, this is a good show. No, he probably just watches it to laugh at some of the stuff. He probably agrees on maybe some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he actually does. In one of his older videos from somewhere, I think he deleted it. I don't know if it's still available, but it's one of his old videos on his Jordan Shanks channel. Yeah. And he talks a little bit about how he kind of watches InfoWars occasionally. He kind of uses.
I'm gonna put something in the bin. I'll be back.
Yeah. All right, you want me to end off the stream? Oh wait, guys, I will be ending off the stream in a minute. We've been talking for like over an hour, and I want to kind of watch a movie. And I'm kind of wrecked. Hey, hello, and welcome back to No Bullshit. I don't want to talk. Let's stop talking about no bullshit. That bloke is a fucking. I don't want to. No, I'm not gonna roast him because he'll make a video. Dude, this channel is like. I know you're gonna do like the right. Relevant, bro. Like, why would you want to talk about us? Like, I know no bullshit probably won't be watching this, but that's just in case. Like, why would you want to talk about us, bro? We're like irrelevant as fuck, bro. Like, no one cares about our channel. Like, why would you talk? Why would you make a video about us? Like, he didn't even have to make the video on No Fuckers. Like to him, like he's almost just as big as No Fuckers. Like I understand he's probably got like 300,000 subscribers, but like. Dude, who cares if No Fuckers makes a video on you? Like, that's just petty drama. Like, No Fuckers probably wants to get into that drama. Like, I feel like, in a way, like, No Fuckers is sort of like a PewDiePie type character. Like, he's a troll. Like, he probably loves doing some of the drama, like the shit with Keemstar and all that. He probably loves some of it. Because I can tell he's a bit of a troll, like Pyro, in that sense. Like, they're a bit of trolls, you know, they shit stir people. And, you know, they're trolls, you know what I mean? Like, they troll people online to get a reaction. And he could have just, no bullshit, could have just said, look, I'm not going to do this. No Fuckers is not really a person I want to call out. But instead he goes, oh, you know what? I'm just going to call out No Fuckers and attack him and make fun of his appearance and make a response. You want to end off the show right here?
Yeah, and yeah, of course.
All right, you want to say anything before we go?
Freddie Mercury died for our sins.
All right. I'm going to say a few things before we go. You want to check out Jency's Media Treasure Trove Facebook page. Check it out in the description.
And I'd also like to point out, I think this is that I've reached a milestone on YouTube. I don't know if we addressed it last week, but
I think we didn't.
I think we didn't.
No, he got a good news, guys. Jency has over 1,000 subscribers
On my main channel. Yes, I got
Media
over.
channel, and if he actually promoted it on there, we would get some views on here.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
the fact that I broke 2 weeks ago. As I was going to pick up some DVD envelope things for my mate. Because I was going to send some DVDs to him, as I've already mentioned earlier. I was flicking through my phone, and I noticed that my main channel had hit a little bit over 1,000 subscribers, and I was celebrating. And obviously, as you've been seeing, I've been making a whole bunch of videos public on my YouTube channel, my main channel. And I also put a new video up on my second channel as well. There's some more stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm just going through stacks of DVDRs of material that I want to put up online. And there's going to be some new material. So it's going to be definitely very interesting for the next few things. And also, I've got crates of tapes that I have to go through and try and find what else we got out there. I've got a box that's literally been sitting there since fucking July that I have to get to. I'm a lazy fucking sod. I have to get to it.
Yeah. I want to say some things. Please follow me on Twitter. Put that in the description. Subscribe to my other channel. I got some good news about my other channel. It finally reached 30 subscribers. Not big, but still good. Subscribe to Jency's channel, which I'll put in the description. Go check out his Media Treasure Trove Facebook page. Also, I will be another thing I'm going to be announcing. I'm going to be getting a mic maybe in the next couple of days, and I'm going to start making some videos again after nearly a year of just being a lazy ass. I'm going to be finally making some videos, and I'm going to be working on some content. So
yeah, and I'll definitely be watching, and I'll definitely be commenting and making some fucking quips and gifs, man.
Yeah. So for the future, I'll be making some content. It's not going to be like face cam videos like Leaf Viewer. It's not going to be like a camera video where I'm filming myself a lot.
Oh wow, the word face cam. I realized how fucking out of date that's now because everyone does videos where they use their face. Yeah. So it's just like
it's not just that. It's not just face cam, but I might not be doing videos for a while with a camera because I don't have a camera at the moment.
Yeah, but face cam nowadays, because we're so used to seeing people's face in commentary videos, it just makes me think that whenever someone today uses the word face cam, it just makes me think of, hey guys, do you want to see this person who's not obviously a girl and exposing their breast on camera? Well, what's this commentary guy? He uses the same word as using a camera and fucking masturbating yourself to death. It's the same word.
Watch girls sell themselves out for $30. I don't want to lose my heart inside. No, I'm joking. So I will be doing some future content. I'll be doing some future uploads. Not for real. I'll be doing some future content. Hopefully, you sick cunts will enjoy. I will be probably working on a diss track maybe as a gag. It's not going to be like a proper diss track. It's going to be just me mucking around, and it's going to be all good fun. Hopefully, you enjoy the content. We will be trying to make a new episode in the next 2 weeks. We try to do it every 2 weeks, and we're going to be next episode. It's not going to be as long as this. It's not going to be overly drawn out. We're probably going to do it like maybe an hour and a half, maybe hour and a half max, and then that's it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode of The Two Aussies. I certainly didn't enjoy making this episode, but hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You got any goodbyes you want to say, Jency?
I've just gotten an idea in my brain what to edit next. The new wet banana. So I'm gonna go and fucking fetch that and edit that. But it's like.
And guys, I got one thing I want to say before I go. I'm going to go generally. I'm going to go mutilate some genitals. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
This is pretty much it. See ya, and make sure to be careful of a guy in a white van called, and be careful that he doesn't have a picture of Alf Stewart on his van. Cheers.